future. All the plans you made in your heart.
Okay, what's going on? Welcome back to the World's Gone Mad podcast. I'm Garry Butterfield. This is episode number 3, and we are back for some more World's Gone Mad news. No doubt, wherever you are, the world's gone a little bit more mad over the last couple of days. I know where I am. Adelaide, South Australia, specifically in Seaford is where I live. And yeah, world's going mad. Not gone too mad to the point where everyone's staying home, no one's doing anything, because my studio backs up onto one of the main roads that goes into Seaford, and it is busy as fuck all day, all night. I can look out the window right now, and there is cars. I can hear them. I'm not sure the mic picks them up because that's the plan. No one wants to hear fucking cars driving past my window during this whole podcast. But yeah, all day, every day, cars are going around. So it's not like everyone's staying at home. Not that I want everyone to stay at home either. I'm sick of this lockdown bullshit. I've said it. We're in Australia. 14 people have died. Like in the last 3 days, no more people have died. 14 in the whole fucking country. 2 of them are over 90 years old. One of them 91, one of them 95. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? You could fucking go to bed, not wake up at 91 years old. You could have a nap, not wake back up again. Let alone getting the flu, coronavirus, a cold, anything at that age could fucking kill you. But yet the whole country is on lockdown. Every small business around the country is shut down. Fucking millions of people are out of work. I don't fucking get it. I don't get it. What are we doing? We're wrecking the whole country to save a few old people. As harsh as this is going to sound, millions of people, life equality is going down the fucking toilet right now in Australia because of a few old people keeling over. That could have died anyway, no matter what happened to them. They could have not got sick and died. They could have had a nap, died. They could fall over and die. When you're 95 years old, anything that you do, you could take a shit and fucking die at 95 years old. I don't understand what we are doing here. In Taiwan, they haven't gone into full lockdown. They've got 153 cases in the whole country. Their border is on, the border's up there to China. They don't have the record death tolls that's going on in China and Italy and America. Why? Because I feel like their government came out from the start and was very transparent and said what's going on right from the get-go. They said this coronavirus is kicking off in Wuhan. This is what we think is happening. You can... They were straight up. They said, you know, best practice as in washing your hands, covering your face when you sneeze and all that. That's going to be your best bet. They didn't come out and say, oh, no, don't worry, everything's okay, it's nothing. And then a month later go, holy fuck, the world's going to end, you need to panic buy toilet paper and shit like that. They came out from the start and were very transparent and said, look, this is what's going on, this is what you should do, don't freak out. And they didn't shut down the whole country, they didn't shut down the workforce, they didn't shut down small business. And it's kind of a... You stay at home. You don't want, if you definitely don't want coronavirus, you definitely don't want to be exposed to any of this shit going on in the world, stay home. You're not going to get it if you stay home and practice all your aseptic handling, gloves, mask, sneezing in your elbow, all that shit. So why haven't we done that here? Why are we crippling the economy? Why? You know how hard it is to start a business? Do you know, just imagine, however you decide you want to start a business, you save up all the money, you put in your life savings worth of money into this business to start it up, get a building, whatever you got to do. You poured your whole life savings into this business. For the first few months, years, it takes a long time to build up customer relations, word of mouth, just build up your brand. It takes so long to build your brand and so much hard work. Years of hard work goes into building up a successful business. And then for the government to come along and go, you know what, it's done, we're shutting it down. All those years, all that hard work has just gone down the toilet. I mean, I could understand if it's just been put on pause. If you've got a cafe or something, and while this social distancing bullshit is going on, you're like, you know what? No one's coming in anyway. We'll shut doors for a month or two, however long. Ride it out. We'll reopen. All good. But is that what's going on, or are businesses going into straight liquidation, like folding, bankruptcy, all that type of stuff? Either way, I think it's the wrong way about going about this fucking stuff. If you don't want the virus, stay home. Lock yourself in your little bubble. But for the rest of us who are not willing to get the virus, but are willing to, I don't know, willing to risk it to keep the economy going, to keep the country ticking over, I reckon it's worth the risk. 14 people? Come on. Well, if we shut it all down, millions of people are out of work. And it's just destroying the whole fucking economy. But, do you get the feeling this is what they want? I do. I get the feeling this is exactly what they want. I don't know what the end game is. Agenda 21, total control. Don't really need any proof to say, you know what, you've got the sniffles, you can be now shipped out and quarantined to a certain place. I don't know, but I don't understand. I don't like it. I don't understand why we're being told to stay inside. Why we're being told to, just this could go on for months. And our fucking Prime Minister sounds like a petulant child. He sets a lockdown criteria, and then a day or two later, he sees people on social media or out doing whatever, and he addresses the public like he's mad at us. Like we're all too fucking dumb to make the right decision, and now he's going to shut it down and lock it down even harder. I don't want someone like that in charge. What's the point in having someone who's just reactionary and making the worst decisions ever? I fucking cannot stand Scott Morrison. He is a total fucking cunt. Excuse my language, but I cannot stand this fucking idiot. And then you jump on. I've never even seen so many news websites until I started this podcast, because I hate mainstream news. I hate mainstream media. I cannot stand it because there's always an agenda. There's always propaganda. It's never just reporting what's going on in the world. But yesterday, I jump on to, news.com.au, and there's this dude, or was it even YouTube? I think it might have even been YouTube. There was this dude in Melbourne who's a small business owner. He owns a cafe, and he's had to shut his doors because of social distancing. But he was also seeing these giant long-ass lines out the front of the Centrelink office. Queuing up around the block because, like I said, millions of people are out of work right now. And he's just sitting around going, fuck it. He was an immigrant. He came here as a child with his parents. Like I was just saying, they started a business. He's done quite well. And he was sitting at home thinking, what can I do? He said he had anxiety, stressed out about all these people. He was not in as bad a position as these people right now. So he went down to the bank, withdrew $10,000 of cash, of his own money, which is all the bank would let him get out at one time of his own money. And he went down to the Centrelink line in Melbourne, and he started at the back and gave every single person in that line $100. It's not, $100 isn't going to change your life, but if you're struggling, rent due, bills due, got kids, wife, and you need to put food on the table, that $100 would have allowed you to go to the shop, get some food, and you'd be right for a few days, a week or whatever. And this dude also had some ideas. Like, it wasn't just the gesture, I've got a little bit of spare money, I'm going to go give it to people who really need it. Because his business is shut down too, so he's going to need that money to live on and stuff. I just thought that was, that's a true Australian. That dude is a fucking hero. And when they interviewed him on the news, they said, "Oh, you're a dead set bloody legend, mate." And he cut him off straight and goes, "No, I'm not a legend. I'm just a fellow Australian who feels for these people who are going through tough times." And he goes, "Why isn't the government? Everyone at the moment is uneasy. Everyone at the moment is just feeling anxiety, stressed out. Not only do they have to worry about their health with this coronavirus crap, now it's all this economic shit. Will I have a roof over my head? Do I have the lights on? Do I have hot water? Do we have food on the table? All this basic shit that you need to live as a human in a first world country. It's all up in the air, and you're not even sure if you can get all this going at the moment." And this dude was all like, "Well, the government's talking about stimulus packages and all this shit, payments 2 payments of $750 or whatever. And this dude, it was just an ordinary dude, said, why are we messing around with all this stimulus package? Why hasn't the government, one, made it illegal to evict people right now, so no one ends up out on the street because of this coronavirus shit? And two, why don't they cover everyone's utilities? Just cover power, water, that just the basic shit that's not going to get you kicked out of your house. And I was like, oh my God, why isn't this dude running the country? Why do we have this fucking outdated, old school fucking cunt Scott Morrison in charge of shit? When the fires were here end of last year, that fucking idiot had no idea what to do. Why is he still in office? I mean, we have these elections. We don't have any guns. How are we going to overthrow this type of shit? But this dude needs to go. I don't even know this dude's name that was down at the Centrelink office handing out $100 bills. But that dude has more of an idea on how to run the country than Scott Morrison. These fucking wanker politicians, what do you do? What do you know? What do you bring to the table? A career politician, a career lawyer. What value does that add to fucking society? Nothing. You're not someone who is a tradie who can, put people's lights on or install hot water services. You're a fucking career politician. You are absolutely fucking useless to all of us. Useless. We need people in charge that are actually good at shit. Not just good at talking about stuff to bring in money, lobbyists, and sell off fucking land to China and sell off our water to China. We do not need fucking idiots like that in charge of this country. We need people like old mate down at Centrelink handing out $100 bills with a fucking plan to get us through this bullshit mess that we're in at the moment. Whoa, going in on ScoMo. Fuck that guy. The media. The media is another one I want to start on. Again, I never got off it really. Yeah, again on news.com.au today. One of the leading headlines. Coronavirus Australia. ... Woman shares warning after pneumonia left her healthy husband in a coma for weeks. That's this big, bold headline. Again, they're trying to push the narrative here that the coronavirus isn't just killing old people. It can fuck up the younger people too. Coronavirus Australia. Woman shares warning after pneumonia left her healthy husband in a coma for weeks. Scroll down. This fat fuck looks like he's about 250 kilos laying on this bed. How is that healthy? So this fucking article contradicts itself more than once. Let me just say it. So yeah, the main headline I've read out. Pneumonia left her healthy husband in a coma for weeks. You scroll down a little bit. It's got a quote from this woman. Please, from someone who sat by the person they love more than anything in the world for over a month, not knowing if he would wake up. Please stay home, she said in a warning to friends on Facebook. This motherfucker doesn't even have coronavirus. He has pneumonia. He caught the flu and then got pneumonia because he's so unhealthy. But yet they're trying to lump it in as this motherfucker's got coronavirus, he's in his 30s and he's in his coma. He got pneumonia because he had the flu. He's so unhealthy that he ended up getting pneumonia from it. It's just fucking propaganda trying to push a narrative like, no, young people, you can get it too. This dude doesn't even have coronavirus, but yet they've labelled it in the headline like he does. That's the type of shit that I can't stand about the media. There's always a fucking agenda. It's never just what's going on. This dude has the flu. Now, I'm not a complete fucking idiot. I know you can get the flu. I know you can get pneumonia from coronavirus. It fucks up your respiratory system. I know that. But this fucking fat fuck didn't have coronavirus. He got sick. He got the flu. He's fat and overweight, and now he's fucking got pneumonia. And the fucker didn't even die anyway. He came out of it. He's fine. But yeah, please stay home. This isn't just a bad flu. He doesn't even have coronavirus, you fucking fear-mongering cunts. I can't stand the media. This article, I didn't get up today thinking, you know what, I'm just going to jump on a fucking microphone and just cut sick on the media and Scott Morrison. I was actually going to get up, go film some shit down at the beach. But I get up, it's fucking raining, So I'm like, you know what? Let's look for some content on news.com. And what do we find? One of the first articles is this fucking idiot. Pneumonia left her healthy husband in a coma for weeks. This fucking cunt doesn't even have coronavirus. Narrative. Propaganda. It's mental. But yes, I have reached a milestone in my tiny little pathetic fucking podcast. I got an email on my WGM pod Gmail. The first one. A listener. I have a listener. It was my mum. Hi, mum. How cool is that? My mum must have seen it on my social media. On my Instagram account, I got an email day before yesterday saying that, yeah, I have a listener, but I think in both podcasts that I've put out, I've been trying to get people to email in, tell me your story on what's going on in your part of the world. Has it gone mad? And my parents, they live in Goulburn in South Australia, down south by Victor Harbour. My mother did work as like a waitress at a pub down there. My dad works up here in Seaford. She works down there. They live down in Goulburn. And in the email that she sent to me, to the podcast email yesterday, she's been stood down. The pub was open for a little bit while this social distance thing was going on, but they've had to now shut. So they've all been laid off. So yeah, 14 people died in the country. They've all been shut down. She's lost her job. Her next door neighbour, one of her good friends, they run a cafe in Goulburn. Fuck, my bad. I should have looked it up before I started it. I think it was called Mother Duck. Correct? Sorry if I got this wrong. But yeah, they had a cafe, a nice little cafe down there called Mother Duck. You know, family run, family owned. Been going for a while now, I think. At least a year. I'm thinking at least a year. Probably even 2, because time flies, doesn't it? But they've had to close their doors. So the first email I got in for the podcast, my mum's lost her job. Her next door neighbour's business has to shut. It's happening. People, maybe I should try to get someone on. I wonder how I would go interviewing someone. But yeah, people are losing their jobs all over the place. For what? Just I don't know. And how old am I? I'm 39. My mum's 20 years older than me. She emailed me, and I've been preaching, not fuck the old people, but let's just live our lives, not shut down the economy, and just see where we go. And the old people that I talk to, like my mum, like my fiance's mum, they're not fucking scared of this coronavirus. They were around during the Great Depression, man. They've seen some shit. You think she's worried about this fucking souped up flu? You know what they're worried about? Losing their jobs, losing their fucking superannuation. My old man, he was set to retire this year. He's, fuck knows, 60, 70. He's old as shit, right? He was going to retire this year, but because the stock market's fucking tanked, everyone's super's gone. It's just fucked, man. It is so fucked. I just want the world not to go back to normal. I just want workplaces and the economy to go back to normal. 14 people have died in this fucking country. All of them over 70. Correct me if I'm wrong. At wgmpod@gmail. But at the time of recording this, 14 fucking people. One of them 95. One of them 91. The others in their 70s and 80s. What the fuck are we doing here? Killing Australia to save a few old people who are probably going to fucking keel over anyway when they sneeze, have a nap, fall down, get a cold. It sounds harsh. It sounds harsh as fuck, and I'm not trying to be insensitive to old people. I'm really not. I'm just trying to be a bit more level-headed, a bit more, I don't know, a bit more reasonable. The overreaction from the government and the media is just fucking ridiculous. Do the math. The mortality rate in this country for this fucking virus is what? 0.2%. 0.2%. You got more chance of getting up, getting in your car, driving to work, and getting hit by a fucking bus than dying of coronavirus. What are we doing? Whew. Yeah, wow. I haven't talked about anything but fucking coronavirus. Football? Photography? I don't know. I've got new artwork for the podcast. Check it out. Yeah, the artwork that I had when I first released the podcast, I just wanted to get it out, so I smashed together something really quick. But now I've got some proper artwork. Should pull through on Stitcher. Oh, and that's the other thing. My podcast has been approved for Apple Podcasts. It's been approved for TuneIn. And it's already on Stitcher and waiting for Spotify as well. So, it's happening. Things are moving. But that's pretty exciting. To have my shitty little podcast be approved for Apple and Spotify and Stitcher and shit. The big streaming platforms is pretty cool. Who would have thought? Obviously, I haven't got a massive amount of listeners yet, but slowly they're creeping up. So, share this podcast. Someone. Tell me your stories of the world going mad where you are. WGMpod@gmail.com. I want to know. Have you lost your job? Do you know someone who's lost their job? Do you own a business? I want to hear from people who are being fucked by the government by these stupid social distancing fucking laws. I can't train jiu-jitsu at the moment. It's probably why I'm so aggressive in this fucking podcast. I want to choke someone. I want to defend getting choked, but I can't. Like, you can, but not quite in the same environment as we were. My fucking knee's a bit sore. I don't know what's going on. I haven't trained for 2 weeks. But my knee is still fucking sore as hell. I don't know what's going on. So that's not too good. But I want to get back in the gym. I want to record some videos. I want to keep making content. I want to keep pumping out this podcast. So subscribe on all the major platforms. Stitcher, Apple Podcast, TuneIn Radio. Let me know what's going on. Should I talk about some football? Nothing's happened in football. There's no point. There's still no starting date for the league, or finishing. There's still no starting point for when they're going to try to finish the league for the Premier League. I don't know. There's talks of transfers going on, but I think it's just the papers trying to keep things moving. So, yeah. I reckon that's going to be it for this one. Get some thoughts into WGMpod@gmail.com. Let me know what's going on. Hit me up on social media at PHOENIXX180 on Twitter, Instagram. Hit me up. I want to know what's going on in your neck of the woods. This has been the World's Gone Mad podcast. I'm out.